Here we are with Max. This is the owner of our
All right, riders
BMW,
meeting, guys.
and he's
Everyone
gonna
riding, please just stand over here so I can
give us
see your
instructions.
faces. Good morning. Thank you. This is very exciting. We have an unbelievable turnout with horrible weather. So this is really great that you signed up. I really appreciate everything you guys do for us in our stores and our events that we put on. So this is a great feeling to see all of you guys here. Have what I think is a pretty unbelievable event planned for you today. We have 10 stages and a lot of people. I will just read through the stages. Most of you guys seen the email, and you can see this paper is pretty shot. We all got to pay real close attention, and I want to hopefully be clear enough that you guys understand what I'm trying to accomplish here with you guys to make today go very smoothly. So the 10 sections, there's 5 sections that begin down in this field area. The other ones all begin up off of what I'll call West Road right here. So first section is a drag race, pretty simple. Because of the weather and it's really slick, we're going to send one bike at a time just so no one goes boom into each other. We're going to run 3 times each round. So you'll get 3 runs, 3 tries in the drag strip. First one will be practice. I highly advise you to feel it out. Okay. You think drag race, you're kind of like ready to go. Sarah will be sitting there dropping the flag. It'll seem kind of exciting. There'll be some people cheering you on. You're going to hit the throttle. Nothing's going to happen. You're just going to be sitting there spinning. So some of these things that are timed, that we're doing for time, slower is kind of faster, because if you fall by the time you pick up your bike, unless you're really good at picking up bikes, it's going to take a while. So that's the drag race. Second one is the slow race, which is section, oh, I'm sorry, we changed it. Section 2 is the box turns down there. So what you'll do is you'll just ride in the box, do a circle. Hopefully you don't put your foot down. That'll be a points section. So if you drop your bike, that is points against you. If you put your foot down, that's points against you. If you go out of the box, that's points against you. So stay in the box. Next section, section 3, right here. Notice there's signs. There's enduro steering. You're just going to steer around the cones. If you put your foot down, if you drop your bike, if you go way off course, those are points against you. The turns are tight. You'll be able to talk to your marshal, and after we get through the first practice, you'll kind of see and you get some pointers and things like that as to what to do, and you'll talk to your teammates and they'll tell you how the teams work. But some of these turns do double back on each other, so you may be going this way and your next turn may be here, and you might have to come around pretty far, so keep your eyes up and look around. Next up is section 4 is the slow race. This is some of this is counting for an overall time. So the bonus of the slow race is that takes time off your time. So you may not be fast, but you might be really good at going slow. A slow person could win this event. So go as slow as you can. You can, go through, but you can't come back. Okay, if you come back, you're out. But you have to keep going forward on that. Next one up is the river run.
Foot down, you out.
No, that's just foot down.
Yeah.
You can't put down. Thank you.
The
Marshals will patrol you.
You fall over.
Locally on your stage.
Also,
So if you fall over, put a foot down, just get off the floor.
Yeah, you're out. Right. So in any case, next up is the river run. Everyone see that green in the bike? There's a green sign. These other stages up in the field, you'll see a start and a finish. Obviously you know what that means. But you'll line up over there. There's a dry riverbed that does not have flowing water, but it's slippery because it's wet out, that runs along that tree line and finishes up kind of on the other side of that barn. I have people hiding in the woods to catch you with your feet down. It's not that hard, but there's some pretty bony areas that will catch you out, and if you're aggressive on your throttle, it'll catch you out. So you need to be smooth as you go through there. Next section starts, and we'll have marshals to help you get there. It's between the barn and the swing set on the other side of the barn. You'll drive up, and there's a road that goes up through the woods toward that tall pine tree. That is the enduro lap. That's a time section. There's an outer loop and an inner loop. We'll send you through one at a time. for time. Pretty straightforward. You can put your feet down. If you fall, you pick up the bike, you keep going. It is very slippery. These are
So
big.
you can put your feet down, no penalties.
Do whatever you want, but you got to complete the course.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, if there's a section for time, feet can go down, you can pick up, you can keep going. Sections for points, feet down, counts against you. The next up is section 7. So Enduro Lap of 6 is up that road on the right. There's a log kind of partially across the road with some Netra Enduro arrows to point you into the woods, and you'll see the start-finish line about 100 feet in. A gentleman named Thunder Bob is marshaling that station. Be nice to Thunder Bob and Ken. You will go up the hill and then down the hill. It's arrowed. There's deep mud right before the finish. So you'll be looking at the finish line, praying for it to end. And that's that one. Next up is the gravel hill climb. So you'll leave the mud section, keep heading up West Road. That section starts on West Road, so you'll clearly see the marshal there. It's very, very easy to see. That's a pretty quick hill climb. You go up at a pretty brisk pace. If this is new to you and you haven't ridden off-road, go up slowly. That'll be faster for you than falling. But it's a pretty clear track that you can, you know, kind of get going quickly on a big bike. Small bikes will have a blast, but a big bike can carry some big speed. Towards the end, there's a little dip that you feel it like right here when you hit it. So watch for that. Remember, the first run up is a practice and it's a sighting run. Highly advise you to go slow up that so you can see where everything is and understand the rocks. Obviously, as you add speed, things will change. Next up, so at the end of the gravel hill climb, Phil will be at the end. I think, who's working the end? Phil or Lee?
Jimmy. Oh, the gravel.
Or Marshall. Marshall. Yeah.
Jim's going to lead.
Well, it'll be either Lee or Phil at the top getting your time out. There'll be a yellow gate. He'll clearly point. You're going to go to the left of the yellow gate, and there's a single track. Well, it kind of got run through for a Jeep, so it got widened. Trail that goes down to a parking area, and there's like a wrecked Ford van with the windows all blown out. You'll go past that, and you'll actually turn left back on West Road to come back to the start, so you can run that again, because we're going to run each section 3 times.
There'll be a marshal.
There'll be a marshal there to help guide you on your first round, so you know where to go, okay? Next up from that, if you're going to continue up West Road, past the gravel hill climb, past the exit of the gravel hill climb, there's an arrow that goes to the right. You're going to head up, you're going to go through a river, up a steep hill. You'll see a ski lift there. That's the grass hill climb. We've run that section before in previous years. It's slippery today, and it's steep, but it's fairly short. You run that, you take a right at the end, and you come down through the woods to run it again. After the grass hill climb is the woods run. You will drive out Rusk Hollow Road, and you'll clearly see a tent. Ben, did you put the tent up there? And some cones. Brianna and Albert will be there to time you on the woods run. So gravels for time, mud's for time, gravels for time, grass hill is for time, woods run is for time. So you can drop and put your feet down as many times as you want. Everybody clear on all that?
Yep, sure.
What we're going to do is this entire course is going to go live instantly, hopefully at about 9:30, 9:35, as soon as we can get you guys all out of here. There's 86 people, so we're going to divide you up into roughly groups of 8 teams. You will stay with your team the entire day. Do not switch teams. You will have a colored sticker on your bike. It's very, very important you guys stay together. When we leave here, the first 2 groups are going to go to sections 9 and 10. Those will be your first sections. So if you're going to section 9, your next section after you're done with section 9 will be section 10. Your next section after section 10 will be section 1, okay? So you may start at section 6, you may start at section 4, you may start section 1, all right? I put you into teams to keep the flow going. You will stay with your team all day. If a section is too difficult and you've cited it and you're like, I really don't want to do that, that's too much for me, you can opt out. You will get a standard scoring time. You can talk to the marshals about the scoring, but let them keep things going. They'll get your scores. But you need to stay at the start that entire time. Wait till your team is done, then you guys will move as a group to the next section. So you may love section 6, you may love section 5, you may hate section 10. So you're welcome to skip. I encourage you guys to try it because you guys all signed up, so obviously you want to do this stuff. But stay with them. When you're done, then go to the next session. Do not leap ahead and go ahead of your team. All right? Your team will help you guys find the sections. And there's a team, everyone's individually timed, but there's also a team scoring. So we're looking for some fun teams. All right? Teams are allowed to help each other. Teams should help each other get to the sections efficiently. Teams will be, for probably the best example of team help will be the mud run, which is section 7. You'll all be standing at the start finish line watching your team member having a horrible time getting through the run. You guys can all get out and push and help your team get a better time.
We have to.
You don't have to. But that may be a bad team spirit. That may not help your score. So help your team. If you're a really great rider in your team, help the people that aren't such great riders in the team. Give them some pointers. Give them some advice. Tell them to slow down. We want to stay together. We have an ambulance here, but it takes about an hour and a half to get to Albany. If you twist an ankle, break an arm, cut yourself or anything like that. So, you know, ride within your limits, okay? Treat this as a fun dual sport ride with a little bit of organization to it, but don't go crazy. Don't get caught up in the timer or someone saying 3, 2, 1, go. You know, so just go easy. So advise each other, work together, and help each other, you know, complete the day successfully. You cannot be the hot shot of the team and ride everyone's bikes through, so you guys have awesome times. Everyone has to ride their own bike. The only time another team member can ride a bike is if your arms have gone completely to spaghetti, you've had enough, you can't hold yourself up anymore, and we just got to get you through to move along. And obviously at that point your time is pretty shot anyhow. Teammates cannot, the workers brought this up, cannot help each other in the slow race. So you cannot walk along. The slow race is an individual thing. You can cheer, you can say slow down, you can encourage it, and I expect and encourage a lot of cheering, okay? So when they're at the start of the grass hill climb and they're standing there and it's a big muddy run up there and there's someone sitting up there with a timer, cheer them on to go, you know, get everyone excited because we want to try to have fun. And did I cover everything on the team? All right.
How many people in each team?